Divine greetings, everyone. Divine greetings. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are doing amazing. I am okay. It has been a while, but we are back with a, am I allowed to say fun filled episode or cosmic filled episode? So today I want to talk about routines, self-care routine, spiritual routine. Last night it dawned on me that it is very important to have a routine, because having a routine creates or opens up a space of consistency and discipline in your life. When you have a routine, you are enforcing consistency in your life and you are enforcing discipline in your life. So having a routine is your way of becoming more consistent and disciplined in your life. And I feel like it is something that we should be all striving for. Having a certain structure for your life, having a certain routine puts you at a place of ease. It creates mindfulness because you are being present in whatever you are doing. And I think I like, not even think, I actually love having a routine because I'd like to think of myself as a responsible person. I'm a responsible person. I barely lose things. You know, I can have the same phone for like almost 10 years. I don't lose things. Even as a child, I've never done that. But enough about me. So you can have a daily routine, a weekly routine, a monthly routine, or even a yearly routine. You know, so routines are a way of, routines are like rituals. I'd like to think that they're similar, a series of events doing the same thing over and over again. Praying is a ritual, praying is a routine. Waking up and sweeping your room, that is a routine. Praying before bed, meditating before bed, drinking warm water before bed, not being on your phone an hour before you go to sleep, that's a routine because it is something that you want to do on a daily basis. Now, my favorite type of routine, self-care routine, if I could put it like that, it's spiritual routines. And right now, I only have daily routines and weekly routines. I have a daily routine and a weekly routine, where daily I wake up in the morning, I do my spiritual routine. I wake up, tidy up my room, drink my herbs, I journal, listen to frequencies, I pray, I do yoga, and I set my intentions for the day. And then before bed, I repeat the same thing, just that at night I read before bed. But I do repeat what I did in the morning. And then weekly, I like doing weekly self-cleansings and fasting weekly. Now, you can choose whatever day you want to fast or do your cleansing. you know. So the importance of routines is that I see routines as a way of pouring back into yourself. So in the morning, you are setting the intention of the day, the vibe of the day. You're starting your day with intention, with positive vibes, with high vibrational energy, with mindfulness. That is what you are opening yourself to. Saying to the universe, this is what I want my life to be mindful. I want my life to be high vibrational. I want when things happen to me to be intentional, the people I meet, the opportunities that I come across. Now, when you wake up in the morning and you're rushing to do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that, it sends out a certain message to the universe that you like your things rushed. And I don't know, man. There's just something beautiful about slow things when things take their time. That's how I feel. I feel like they are very beautiful and durable, I'd like to think that when you get something in a rush, it doesn't really last in your life. But when it takes its time and finds its way back to you, then you know this is it. And then at night, whatever you went through in the morning when you went out of your house or apartment or room, you are removing that. You're not going with that energy to bed, because we interact with different people. We interact with people that are walking with a lot of trauma, and they tend to bleed on us. So they make us angry, they make us sad, and they make us upset. Now, the beautiful thing about having a night routine is that you distance yourself from that energy. You observe everything that happened throughout the day, but the minute you put your head on the pillow, you're just feeling blissful, you're at peace, you're feeling calm, and you have more clarity. And when you wake up, you've already removed yourself from whatever situation happened the day before. Rather than waking up without doing your night and morning routine, and you're so angry over that person that made you upset. Yes, you can be sad, you can be upset, you can feel angry, bitter, you can resent someone. I just do not advise staying there, focusing on that, So I really like routines, and it's definitely, I don't know how to put this in the right English, anyways, but it's definitely, me loving routines is because of being born on Saturday, which is Satan Day, the responsibility, the structure, the discipline. That's who I am. And then I have Venus in Virgo, and Venus is my chart ruler, as I am a Libra rising. So a routine, a structure, it is part of who I am. Now, I also want us to move from conventional ways of doing things, because it's not going to help us and it's not going to take us anywhere. So now you just have to find what you enjoy. Make your routine fun. because not everyone is going to do the same routine or do it in the same way. You know, no one is gonna do it in the same way. So I say that it is very important that you find what you love. Romanticize your routine. Have something that makes you happy. For example, music makes me happy, you know, but at times I don't like listening to mainstream music when I'm doing my routine, so I usually opt for piano music, you know, or listening to the cello play. So I love the cello, I love the piano. So when it plays, I'm happy and I do my routine. I like candles, I light a candle. I like incense sticks, I like incense sticks, so I light them up. I love my herbs, so my herbs are always next to me. And I randomly dance when I'm like, yes, I want to move my body, but I'm too lazy for yoga, Pilates, Qigong. Okay, I don't think I'd ever be lazy for Qigong because I really enjoy it, but yeah, you get my drift. So anyways, I move my body, I dance. I am still moving my body. I'm still balancing my soul with my physical body. I'm still, you know, being in tune with that. So those are just the few things that you can note down when it comes to routines, self-care routines. And when it comes to consistency, you know, it's not going to happen overnight, especially in a world where we're used to rushing and we're used to not doing things long term. You know, people struggle with long-term relationships, long-term friendships, long-term jobs, concentration span. You know, people don't no longer have it in them to act like that. So being consistent, the collective really struggles with that. So what I always say is that even if you spend a minute every day meditating, that is something. You're gonna meditate for a minute this week, and next week you're like, okay, I got to 3 minutes. By the time the year ends, you are already meditating for like 30 minutes because you gradually eased yourself into the space and your body got used to that. I know that it takes 90 days to get used to a certain habit. That's 3 months. So wanting to try out meditation now and you want to meditate for 10 minutes, whereas you struggle with even being alone, is not sustainable for you. So rather introduce your mind to that, introduce your energy to that, your body, your subconscious mind, to these things that you are not used to, but you know that they are very beneficial to you. So you can start by doing 5 minutes a day. For example, I started doing Zazen meditation, I think last week, if not a week before. And I've been doing a minute a day, because it still feels painful for my legs because I'm not used to sitting in that position. So I don't push myself. So a minute a day was okay. Now I am at 2 minutes and I'm in no rush. And even if the year ends and I'm still at 5 minutes, it's okay. That 5 minutes is still a big deal for my mind, for my soul, and for my body. What we are striving for at the moment is the connection between mind, body, and soul. That does not need an hour. That does not need 30 minutes. You just have to be there. You just have to be present, be in the present moment. You need to show up. What's important is showing up. And we should also know that you have to push yourself, because today you're going to be motivated to meditate. Tomorrow you're not going to be motivated, because that's how life is. Things happen, So motivation is good, but do not rely on motivation. Rely on why you want to continue with the meditation. Why do you want to continue with the mindfulness, with the Pilates? What is your end goal? I am consistently showing up to my Zazen meditation because I want a peaceful life. That is what I'm striving for. I'm striving for peace and serenity. And doing Zazen meditation gives me that. So even when I'm lazy and unmotivated, I get up because I know who I want to become. I know what I am running towards. I'm running towards peace. I'm not going to get peace when I am lying on my back, on my bed, scrolling through Twitter, WhatsApp, and TikTok. It's not going to get me where I want to be. And I want to have an organized life. I want to be more disciplined, more consistent, and I want to have a structure in my life. I want to do things in a certain way. So having a routine reprograms my mind that, okay, this is what we're doing. This is how we live our life. There's always something to do, whether it's just sweeping the floor and it's just me and my thoughts, me and my emotions, me and my feelings, or just being in the present moment, how the sweeping of the floor sounds in my ears, how the broom feels on my hands, and how the air or the dust from sweeping smells like. So it's just me being aware of my environment and my surroundings. So I think that's it from me today. Yeah, so it is very important for us to have a routine. And I like to think that because of our Creator, we should be routine-based people. Be like the sun, be like the moon. The sun arises every day and sunset happens again. In the evening, the moon goes through its cycles. We have summer, autumn, winter, and spring. That's the routine. God created the world and everything in 7 days. That is a routine. God was intentional about doing something on day 1, doing something on day 2, and rested on day 7. So it also shows that resting is very important. So I do feel like having a routine, having some sort of structure, and being organized is our way of going back to center. So that is it from me today, guys. Have a lovely day, have a lovely evening and lovely night. Thank you for tuning in. Feel free to like and comment, and please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thank Thank you so much for tuning in. You are amazing, you're worthy, you are enough, and you are loved. Namaste.